What's going on, guys? It's Brandon back here today for my Metropolitan Division predictions. I decided to go with the Metropolitan Division and leave my Central Division, my Chicago Blackhawks, in the Central Division for last. So, Metropolitan, in my opinion, the best division in the league. I can see any of these teams on the board making the playoffs and under the right circumstances. Some of them farther little down, Columbus, New Jersey, it would take a little bit more. Lane would have to score at least 50 goals. Zach Werenski would be superstarish. Korpisalo and Merzlikins would have to be great. But other than that, that's still kind of why I see them in the 8th seeded spot. Seth Jones goes to Chicago. They got Lane needs to bounce back. Domi needs to bounce back. Korpisalo and Merzlikins need to bounce back. This team, they need to. Werenski can't get injured. This team is going in the wrong direction right now, and this year, if they can halt it at least for now, can make a bold statement in the early games of the season, win a few games, it could put them in good position for later on in the season. In 7th, I'm still gonna have the New Jersey Devils. Acquiring Dougie Hamilton, big upgrade on the defense. However, that really wasn't much other than that. Like, they got a few pieces. They got Thomas Tatar, and I mean, sure, that's good forward depth, and not at a good rate, not at like Montreal was giving him. But acquiring Jonathan Bernier, so having a good tandem with Blackwood and Bernier. But other than that, in Dougie Hamilton, this team is still far. If Jack Hughes and Nico Hischier take a step up, this team could be dangerous. If Luke Hughes makes an impact right out of the gate with chemistry with his older brother Jack, this could be a dangerous team to watch. They could be youthful. They can be also have experience behind them with Bernier, with Hamilton, guys who have done it, and we'll see how they do. In 6th, this is where it gets tricky in my opinion with the Metropolitan Division. In 6th place, I'm just gonna have to go with the Philadelphia Flyers. I know it's an even year, so they should make the playoffs, as they've been going even odd since 2012. But Philadelphia, I hope my prediction is right, and this is the year they break the curse. I mean, for them, they'd probably not like it because they'd be missing the playoffs, but they have Martin Jones replacing Brian Elliott for the backup. They've made a few other moves, getting Cam Atkinson for Jacob Voracek. And this team is kind of in the same position I think it was a year ago. And not year ago, I should say last season, by the end of last season, is they haven't really made many moves. Atkinson is good for scoring. If he could score 30 goals like he did at one point, that could be good. If Martin Jones can revitalize his career, if Carter Hart can bounce back, that is the most important part right there. Carter Hart bouncing back. Sorry about the plane going overhead right now, but yeah, that's all really I have to say about Philadelphia. This is where it gets extremely tricky because there's so many teams I want to put on the playoff spots, and I know I only have up to 5. And I've already said in the Atlantic that there would be 3, maybe 4, but I put 3. So I'm going to have to go with the New York Rangers. Capo Caco needs to step up, may take that next step. Lafreniere needs to take that next step. They still have Panarin, he'll be doing good. They lose Pavel Buchnevich, which will put more pressure on Lafreniere and Kako to do some scoring. And Zibanejad will still be there. They acquire Ryan Reeves, Barclay Goodrow, and Sammy Blais for some. Obviously, against no other way to put that than for their first game against Washington. That's just a revenge story against Tom Wilson, the man who destroyed the Rangers' front office, and coach. But this team is going to be interesting. I've said they should have made the playoffs for the past 3 since they got Panarin, so that was 2019-20, and they still haven't made it. This is the 3rd year I have them making the playoffs. So if they disappoint me again, I'm going to be very upset with the Rangers. But, however, they're not my favorite New York team, so I won't be that upset. Number 4. It's another hard one, but I'm going to have to go with Pittsburgh if I can get the magnet to come off. I don't really have good grip on my fingers for this. Come on. And this is embarrassing, but yeah, Pittsburgh, Crosby and Malkin will be out to start the season. Jari needs to bounce back in a big way. His goaltending single-handedly lost them that series against the Islanders last season. And this team is on the decline. Let's be honest here. Crosby and Malkin are getting older. Malkin's contract ends this year. He'll probably resign, but injuries take a toll on everyone. Malkin, when he's in the lineup, is a superstar. When he's not, it's a big loss. Same with Crosby. And guys are getting older. Letang is getting older. They got Brian Rust. Hopefully, could keep going at the scoring pace, but this team is kind of just getting older, and it's waiting for that point where Crosby and Malkin won't be there anymore to guide this team. And who knows what's going to happen then? They already almost moved twice in their existence, and Lemieux saved them the first time. Crosby saved them the second time, thanks to Lemieux. And yeah, third questionable decision based on what I've seen over the internet, but a lot of people don't understand. The New York Islanders are not a regular season team. They are built for playoffs, and that has been clear over the past few seasons. 2019, they finished second. In the Metropolitan, they lose in the second round to Carolina. Then 2020, they go to the conference final and lose against Tampa. They were sixth or seventh, seventh because they played Florida, who's a 10th seed. And then this year they were fourth in the East Division, went all the way to the conference final to lose to Tampa again. But if I have a dark horse besides Florida going this year, Islanders, without question. Tampa is going to be worse. They lose a lot of their big pieces, so Islanders have a great chance this year to make it to the final, back to the final for the first time since 1984. They've re-signed pretty much all their guys. They re-signed Chara earlier today. And sorry, that was a weird noise behind me. And so yeah, Chara going maybe one more year with the Islanders, get him another cup. They've re-signed all their big names. They got Pelech and Polak on the defensive end. Varlamov and Sorokin should be doing real well. Barzell, Bolivier, Nelson, Lee, a whole crew. If this team could be great this year. And in second, Carolina and Washington. I kind of feel like I have to go with Carolina. Carolina made some very, very questionable moves this offseason. They signed Kasperi Kotkaniemi to an offer sheet for $6.1 million, but yet they couldn't sign Dougie Hamilton for $9 million. Questionable. They traded their Calder finalist goalie in Alex Nedeljkovic. They trade Reimer, or no, they didn't trade him. They didn't re-sign Reimer or Mrazek. So they have new goalies in Frederik Andersen and Antti Ranta, who are both known to be very injury prone. But other than that, and there's a lot, this offense led by Sebastian Aho, Teuvo Teravainen, Nino Niederreiter, other names upon that. The offense is going to be what carries this team. I apologize for the plane once again. I live near an airport. And, this is kind of just Carolina. If they do bad this year, Don Waddell is going to have his job in jeopardy because they made some very questionable moves this offseason. The whole world knows they made some questionable moves this offseason. And, but in first place, kind of feel like it has to be Washington. Best regular season team I know, and they always just kind of flame out in the playoffs, except for 2018. But, they re-signed Ovechkin for 5 years, so the contract will be up when he's 41 for $9.5 million for 5 years. So, for 36-year-old, a lot, that's for sure. And, they lost Chara on defense. He wasn't a big piece. He's just a veteran guy in the presence in the locker room. And they didn't really make many moves earlier. It's going to be a lot of Samsonov is going to have a lot of pressure on him this year. And trying to get another cup for Ovi, that's just going to be the next big thing. They have Mantha now, so that'll help on the forward group, so that they have Mantha. Got him at the deadline last year. They'll have him the whole season, so we'll see how he does in Washington. But other than that, let me just quickly write down my predictions. We got Y for the division winner, and then X, 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 X. 5 teams will be making the playoffs in the Metropolitan division. And the division leader, Washington, Carolina, Islanders, Penguins, Rangers. And yeah, tell me what you guys think down below. Are your predictions the same as mine? What would you change? Do I have any complaints? Have any agreements? We'll see you next time. Tomorrow I'll be doing Central Division predictions. And goodbye. Have a nice day.